everyone, and welcome back to Come On Ref. I'm your host, Ben Parsons, and I'm here with.
Harlynn.
And today we have some interesting topics for you guys. We're going to do a Browns recap for you guys, ask you a couple questions about them, talk about the Cavs some, and then end it off with Ohio State and a heartwarming story that happened for one of the Ohio State players this week. So, to start things off, we're going to talk about the Browns. They had a tough, tough game again. It's been another
But
unfortunate
just
loss.
say it, man.
Another unfortunate loss. We lost to the Miami Dolphins 17-39.
Remember last week I had that rant?
Yeah.
That rant. I'm gonna have another rant. Joe Woods, pack your bag.
It's
You
it's
gotta go.
it's getting rough out here right now.
You gotta go. To whoever you need to bring with you, they all gotta go. Take the defensive line with you, Stephen Miles Garrett. But you gotta go. Like I can't watch no more of this. I can't get invested. Nothing. We
It's
trash. I'm gonna just say it. We trash, Ben. We trash.
it's
We is
it's
horrible, man.
I don't understand what's going on with this team. Like I really don't know what the problem is at this point. Like I would still want to have hope that when Deshaun Watson comes back,
Right.
he can be the one that turns this team around because I'm hoping that like if you have a great quarterback, like I've said in the past, that changes your whole team completely. Like think about it. What team do you know that has a great quarterback that is trash
Um,
this year?
this year, Green Bay.
Well, they I don't know. Like they're
Green
still,
Bay.
but at the same time, Aaron Rodgers is. They're still. What is their record? I'm
They're
not positive.
they're not as
They're
good as they're
average,
supposed to be. They're average, but
but they don't have the amount of weapons the Browns do. They don't have the number one running back in the league, and he doesn't have a top receiver on his team
right.
this year. You
It,
seen what he was like with Devontae Adams. The
Mhm.
Browns, we have Amari Cooper and Nick Chubb and David Njoku, so I'm hoping that he can just be that switch that
Yeah,
fixes this team.
and I feel like when he comes back, they're gonna have a trial period with him to see how he works with Deshaun Watson. Because if it don't work out and they playing the way they still playing, Kevin Stefanski gone.
Yeah, no,
He gone.
he's
Like man, I never seen. This reminds me of that team that we had with Derek Anderson, Dante Stallworth, Kellen Winslow, Corey Williams, all them. That team. The following year we was 10-6. Then the next year we was what 3-13, something like that. We had a
they
whole bunch of talent. Supposed to go to the Super Bowl, and we trash.
they
They
I
don't.
really like I'm just hoping that like I'm just hoping Deshaun Watson can turn this team. I know he can't fix the defense, can't do all that, but I'm thinking from a standpoint as like, okay, you bring a great quarterback, right? So now he's gonna be your leader on your team and all that. I'm hoping he changes like the persona of all them and okay, they see him going out there making plays on the offense that gets the defense excited, makes them want to
Mm-hmm.
go play better. They want to do this. And it gives the defense more time to rest because maybe now the offense will be on the field longer and so I'm just hoping that like he can do something because right
Mm-hmm.
now it seems like the Browns it seems like they just don't even care when they're out there.
And
I don't
did,
know.
did you watch the defensive scheme they was running this past weekend? They was running cover four. Cover four is the most vanilla defense you could run. Like
Yeah.
the middle's gonna be open, then the seam is gonna be open all the time. This is
I
not a.
think they were scared of the speed the Dolphins had.
But I would take my chances with that with man. With Denzel what runs a 4.3. Greedy runs a 4.3. You got some guys that can keep up with him. But I think the leadership in the back end, 43, he's garbage. He don't know what he's doing.
They just
It's just bad, man. And a lot of and I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of these guys that's playing defense right now not gonna be on the team next year. I guarantee.
yeah.
John Johnson's not gonna be here next year. Clowney's not gonna be here next year. Um, Grant's gonna stay because he's young and he's in his rookie contract. But them big contract guys, y'all gonna be gone, man. Y'all not producing.
Yeah, it'll definitely be tough. I mean, I guess we'll have a good 5 games with Deshaun Watson, so that kind of be the trial run for next year and see
Right.
what the team looks like with him behind there. And because he's officially back now, I mean,
He's practicing
he's practicing now. Of course, he can't play until what I
2 more
think
weeks.
2 more. We got the Bills this week, and then we got the Bucks, and then he comes back that week after that against the
We could
Texans.
probably win this game if Mother
Right.
Nature helps
Yeah,
us.
I heard that they're
It's gonna be a
expecting.
blizzard.
Yeah, I heard they're expecting like 2 feet of snow for Sunday.
Oh yeah, so that's
So
gonna be fun. Have you ever played football in snow?
no, I
It's
played little snowflakes, but
little snowflakes.
nothing like crazy.
It's like playing on pillows, man.
I played in the rain.
Oh no, I ain't playing in the rain.
No, the rain
Mm-mm.
it was muddy. That's a story for another time. Yeah.
That's a story for
That's
another
a story for
time.
another time. It was rough. It was pouring. It wasn't raining. It was pouring. The sidelines were full of mud pits. There was no more
Oh.
grass. It was rough. But yeah, that's another time. But yeah, no, in the snow, I mean, we're both used to playing in the cold, so
Yeah.
it's not really much of an advantage for either of us.
Mhm.
But hopefully, it can come back to help us because you might not see as much passing because if it's snowing, I mean, your gloves are gonna be slippery and all that and all that.
Right.
So that's where the advantage could come in for us. Our run game is better than their run game. So if it comes down to a run dominant game, I guess that could be an advantage. But besides that, I can't see much else that's an advantage for us because the Bills looking like they're favorites to go to the Super Bowl. So,
Right. And they're used to that weather.
yeah, so it'll be a tough game for sure. But let's just hope that they can win these next 2 games and at least
I have
can give us like, okay, when Deshaun comes back, at least he has somewhat of a chance still. Because if they lose these next 2 games, we're out the playoffs.
yeah.
I can't. I think we can only afford one more loss the entire season
I don't
if we
think
want
we
a
can.
shot at the wild card spot.
Right.
Because we're 3-6 right now. So if we finish the season with only one more loss, that would make us 10-7, right?
Mhm.
I think that's as far as you can lose for a wild card spot.
Mhm.
2 more losses, and I think we're done.
We're done.
I think we got one loss that we can afford for these. How many games are left? 8.
8. Yep.
We're halfway through the season, and we can only afford one more loss. If
It's
we want a
November,
chance.
man. It's November.
So I just hope they can win at least one of these next 2. That way, when Deshaun comes back, he can still have somewhat of an hope. Like, okay, it's his first game back. Now I don't know, just some little bit of hope left for him. I don't want the season to be gone by the time he comes back. And it's crazy because we've had so many winnable games, and we could have been.
We shot ourselves in the
We
foot.
could have had We could have had a winning record right now, so easily.
Mhm.
Like I've said in the past, I think all but 2 of our games have been like 1-score games or something like that. Like it's been ridiculous. So I don't know if the season's too far gone yet. It's getting very close, very very close. Like I said, I think one more loss, and that's all you can have. So I say 2 more losses, and the season's gone. One more loss, and that's our final point. But if they lose 2 more times this season,
Right.
they can kiss the playoffs goodbye because I think that's all. 2 losses we're done. 1 losses is our max. So I guess we'll see what can happen. And I mean, it's I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but we got another Cleveland team who, unfortunately, they're on a little bit of a losing streak
Yeah,
right
I
now
know.
too. They're
They're
I don't-
8-5.
8-5.
8-5 right now. They have been struggling. Injuries is kicking their butts. Right
Yeah,
now.
the Cavs. They definitely.
I'd rather have it now than the end of the season like how it was last year. The
Yeah,
injuries. So let's talk about them real quick.
yeah. No, they've lost their last 3 games to
After
the Kings, Warriors, and Timberwolves.
right after Levert had 40 points, our wing play been horrendous.
Yeah,
Horrendous. Like I don't know if he had like some juice that day. He shot up something.
I
don't know what he was doing, but the Cavs ain't looking too good right now. And they gotta go play that big monster, the Hawk, the Incredible Hawk tonight.
Yeah, they play the Bucks tonight with
Giannis out of the Kupo.
without Jared Allen.
Best player in the NBA. He
That's
GOAT.
that's gonna be tough tonight.
And my
Without
brothers is watching right now. So y'all know Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA. Y'all be trying to argue with me like he ain't. That's facts. But yeah, the Cavs, they got their
yeah,
hands full today.
playing him too without Jared Allen, that's gonna be a problem. That's the one player we probably didn't want out tonight
Yeah.
against Giannis. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. Hopefully they can have
Is Mitchell playing?
he's questionable, but I
Questionable.
feel like he'll probably play.
And 51 points with Garland. You
Yeah,
score 51 points and still lose.
Garland had 51.
Yeah. And you
That's
still lose. That's bad. That means nobody was communicating on defense. Isaac Okoro must have been airballing like 5 shots. Isaac Okoro, another rank. You need to go to the D League.
he's
You need to go to the G League, man. I'm sorry, you can't shoot, you can't dribble, you can't score. My son could probably score on you. Brian could probably score. Ben could probably score on you, and you in the NBA.
Isaac Okoro.
He's what?
He's definitely struggled this season.
Oh, I thought you was about to say Isaac Okoro is good. I'm like, Ben, let's end the show right now.
No, he's struggled this year. I don't know what the next move would be with him. I don't know if
Right.
he's gonna be. I don't know. They're still trying to develop him. I mean, he's I don't know.
He just don't got it. He just don't got it.
Hopefully he can develop throughout the year and something can turn around.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Shetty and what's number 8? What's his name? Stevens
Yeah.
take his spot and he's on the bench for the whole season. I wouldn't be surprised. He reminds me of Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Was good in college, got to the NBA, can't shoot, can't dribble, can't score, can't do nothing. Just
Yeah.
he got energy and this is all he does. And his hair flaps. That's it. That's it.
Seems to be a lot of those nowadays.
Yeah.
But hopefully something can change because the Cavs right now, they are, I guess, like you said, injuries. They've had some rough injuries. I think Garland and Mitchell didn't play the one game,
Oh yeah.
and Mitchell he didn't play the other game, and Allen's been out. Like they've definitely had injuries that's affected us. But
Yeah. Who you think's going? Oh, Mobley's gonna start at center. They're gonna put Kevin Love in. That's they like
or they
backup
might
lineup.
add Dean Wade.
Dean Wade.
I think
that's
he's
smart.
questionable too.
Oh man, that's our best shooter. Like
Yeah,
our
I'm
sharp,
pretty sure
not our
he's
best shooter,
questionable.
but our best sharp shooter.
It'll definitely be tough tonight. I mean, I
For
would
sure.
like to see us healthy against them to see what we look like going against them, but we'll see that later in the season. Hopefully, though, our little injury stint can be done with, and
If y'all need somebody to come in
Move
and fill Darius Garland, just call me. You know, I'm a guaranteed bucket. You know,
Darius Garland, he just dropped 51 for us. I think they'll keep him for right now.
yeah, but I'm saying, you know, they need another 2 guard. You know, out there,
Another
So-
2 guards.
yeah, like somebody that's gonna make right, Brian. You know, yeah. So, you know, I got a jumper. I got a jumper.
think
You don't think I can score a good 9 points?
I think you would be a pretty good water boy for them.
Oh, y'all seen that? How he did me? He said water boy. Now,
If you're lucky, you might get the upgrade to the tall guy.
tall guy? No, I want to be the mop guy.
Nah, you're
Mop
not
guy,
there.
you get
You're
floor
not-
time.
You're not there yet.
Wait, what?
You're not there yet.
Man, I will score 16
Couple more
points.
years.
Couple more years. I don't got a
If
couple
you
more years.
That's your
old.
prime.
I'm old.
That's your prime. Couple more years. Keep training in the off season.
Keep training. No, I still got it though. I guarantee I can score 9 points.
Oh yeah, it's splash zone.
Yeah, splash zone. See, I knew he understand. He understand. Let's go to this Ohio State.
Yeah, no, Ohio State. They won their last game, so I believe they are 10-0 right now.
They win in every game.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think it's going to come down to, if they are locked for the playoffs or not. I think I'm been trying to think about this. If they lose that Michigan game, will that knock them out the playoffs? Because I feel like it would, because both us and Michigan right now are in the playoffs. We're 2, they're 3, and it sucks that we play them so late in the year because whatever team loses that game is probably going to be at the playoffs like it was last year. And to me, that's just like dumb because I feel like both of us are probably top 4 teams in the country, but it's not going to fall that way. I think whoever wins that game is going to be the one who makes the playoffs. And
But if it's a close game, say like it's 21-24,
yeah,
they
but
both
the league
got a
seems
check.
not to care about that because look what happened to. Well, I guess Georgia kind of dominated Tennessee, but Tennessee was number 1, and they lost to Georgia, the number 3 team at the time. When they did lose to
And they
them,
went to
Georgia
5,
was,
right?
and they went to 5. Georgia's now number 1, and Tennessee's 5 still. But
Yeah.
like they lost against a number 3 team, and they dropped them all the way to 5. I thought they would have just flip flopped spots. I thought Tennessee would have fell to 3, Georgia would have went to 1. Because it's not like they lost to a bad team. They lost to the number 3 team in the country. And if we're number 2 and we lose to the number 3 team, they're going to knock us out the playoffs. And that's like crazy to me because if you don't think, like, it just bothers me that this one game can affect our whole season. Because if you don't think we're a top 4 team in the country, then
Right.
you're on drugs. I think, like,
With
us,
drugs. No, I'm
like,
just playing. I'm just joking. This is for television content. We're just playing.
tell the kids don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Trying to get us canceled.
I looked them dead in the eyes, so
Yeah.
they'll follow our direction.
Yeah, no, they I don't know. It bothers me though that can affect us because I think we are without a doubt top 4 team in the country, and I think if we get in those playoffs, we'd win it all. But it just bothers me because this is a rivalry game, and rivalry games always can go either way. No matter how good the team is and how bad the other team is, they always go either way when it comes down to being rivals. So.
Yeah.
That's why it bothers me that this game can affect that because, like, you see Alabama and Auburn. They're close, like, every single year they play. And Auburn's not a top team, but somehow they always –
You get juiced up when you play your
yeah,
rival.
it's always a
That's
close
like seeing
game.
an op outside. You get juiced up when you see. No, I'm just playing. You get juiced up when you see like your rivalry.
Yeah.
And
So it's
like your adrenaline gets up, and it's like, man, I'm ready.
I think though Ohio State, I don't see them losing that game. I mean,
I don't need that. I think the guy we're going to talk about, he's going to have the game-winning touchdown. It's going to be all a Hollywood story.
Yeah,
like
no,
how he is now.
But with Michigan coming to Ohio State, I just think Ohio State they're just going to be fuming. They're still remembering that loss last year. They know how badly it sucks to lose to Michigan. Ryan Day was so mad from that loss last year. I really don't see them losing that game. Ryan Day's only lost 1 home game. You know that? I said that. I forgot the exact record, but throughout him being a head coach, Ohio State's only lost 1 home game, and that was against Oregon last year. He's like,
oh, they did lose.
He's only lost 1 home game his whole entire coaching career. I didn't realize that.
He's a better coach than Urban Meyer to me. He got these receivers looking nice.
He's definitely a good coach. Yeah, no, I don't see any way we lose that game with it being home.
The only way
that crowd
I see them lose
hostile.
if number 2 goes like absolutely insane with like 300 rushing yards, because I think he's probably the best back in college football right now.
Tough.
What's his name? I can't think of his name. Corum. Ain't it Corum?
Like
I think it's Corum.
He'll be a no name, so
you say he'll be a no name? What time is it?
All right,
it is what time in Michigan? Oh, it is
12:30.
12:30. And Michigan still sucks. Yes. I just had to let y'all know that. So yeah,
it's not a time of the day where Michigan doesn't suck, and I just want to win because their first win last year against us in the entire century. They are still celebrating. So
get y'all popcorns ready because y'all about to hear a mini documentary type of movie this young man is about to do for us. So get a snack, get y'all laptops going because what y'all about to hear is beautiful. And I want y'all to watch it too. Watch his interview at the end after this show.
Yeah, no, we want to talk about a special moment that happened in the Ohio State game in their past game with Cameron Babb, who he's a receiver on Ohio State's team. He was a former top 100 recruit in the 2018 class, and he was a four-star and committed to Ohio State. But then his senior year, his unfortunately, his story started to unfold, and he had his first major injury where he tore his ACL his senior year of high school. He battled back, and then still Ohio State stuck with him. You know, a lot of times you see when these players get injured or something as recruits and all that, a lot of colleges might have took that scholarship away, and that's why he says still to this day, like he's so dedicated to Ohio State because they continue to stick with him through his injuries, and even though he got injured, ACL is a major injury. They didn't take the scholarship away; they let him keep it, and so he
Right.
always like took that to heart, and he still is forever grateful. And unfortunately, his story with injuries didn't end there, as he came to Ohio State as a freshman,
Mhm.
tore his ACL again, and he's unfortunately he's tore his ACL 4 different times.
4 times.
Four
If I
times.
tore my ACL 4 times, I will be in a wheelchair, collecting AARP, uh, uh, been getting soup and salad every day with the old folks.
Yeah. No, he's
Wheelchair,
4 times, two in the left and two in the right.
and he
So it's
still
not just one knee. And every year, I believe he tore his senior year of high school, his freshman year.
Right.
I think his sophomore year he tore it. I think his junior year he was healthy at Ohio State. But that was, I believe, the COVID year. I believe that was the 2020 season. So it was cut short. And I
Mhm.
believe they said he's like a special teams player. And then they were hoping his next season to be his breakout year. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, he tore it again. And just this past week, he played his first game for us this season, and he played with a knee brace on. Didn't really play much during the game. They just basically like at this point just like he's a fifth year senior right now.
Mhm.
So it's just like, oh, like let's just get him out there if we can.
Basically like a Rudy story.
Yeah, they're just trying to get him out there at this point.
Yeah.
But he's been to the fans. He might have not been a known player, but to the Ohio State players, he's been a very known player, and he's been one of their major leaders on the team. As all of them has something good to say about him, and they all say how good of a locker room guy he is, and he's been one of their major leaders on that team. And for the past 2 years, he's been voted a captain, and this year he actually received the Block O, which, as we know, for Ohio State, that's like the ultimate honor for a player. That's like basically the Block O is like
The number
your
7.
true leader. Like that's like who you. That's like the
Who
guy
you
who
look up
shows
to.
the most heart. The guy who shows like the hardest work. Like that's your true leader on your team. Is who they pick to receive that Block O.
Like LSU when they got the person who wears number 7.
Yeah,
That's their
because
leader.
is what the Block
Yeah.
O actually it comes from a former Ohio State legend, Bill Willis, who he played for them in 1942 to the 1944 season. He's a
Mhm.
national champion, and he went on to break the color barrier in the NFL as a member of the Browns.
Mm.
And now currently he's in the Hall of Fame and the College Hall of Fame. So he's a legend at Ohio State. His numbers retired. He's a legend. So they do the Block O in his honor, basically saying how he was as a person is basically this is like his honor. He went on to break the color barrier, did something no one's ever done, and so that's basically where this Block O comes from in honor of him. And so it's an honor for all any Ohio State player who receives this jersey, and so just him receiving that shows you like the type of player he is, the type of person he is to go through all those injuries. Most
Mhm.
people they tear their ACL 4 times, they're done. They're gonna call it a career. They're not gonna keep trying to come back.
I
I
tear it
mean,
one time, I'm
yeah,
done.
I think twice for me would have been my breaking point. I would have probably been like, okay, I'm done. Like
Yeah.
once is already terrible enough. That's a year long recovery.
Like
Twice,
Odell Beckham.
yeah.
He should just call it quits.
If I would have came back and it happened that second time that following year, I would have said I'm done. I
Right.
can't do it no more. Like those are 2 year long recoveries. Now he's had 4 of them, and his moment finally came though in this past game.
And he
As at the
scored.
end of the game, he rolled out for a quick pass. CJ Stroud. They talked about it. They said he mentioned to Ryan Day like all that they were trying to get him in the game at some point, trying to find him a right opportunity. We were up big in the game. Uh, so he rolled out, and CJ Stroud hit him right on the money, and he finally got not only his first career catch at Ohio State, but his first career touchdown.
Ain't that crazy? His first career catch and touchdown, and you have 4 ACL tears.
Yeah,
Man, he
and
been through it, man.
the team just mobbed him, and you seen like how much emotion that brought out in everyone, and how much they like truly care about him because the team celebrated with him. Every single person on the team celebrated for him for probably the next 10 minutes as the game was still going on the sidelines, and
Uh,
that was just a major moment for him, and he obviously was emotional. His family was emotional. Everyone's emotional, and that's he's
it shows heart and
yeah, he
courageous because he went through hard times, obstacles, going back and forth, getting
yeah,
injury after injury, and still working his way back. That's
yeah,
showing like if he could do it, people can do it in
yeah.
life.
No,
You know what I
he
mean?
definitely probably has gave a lot of people. He's probably inspired a lot of people out there. There's probably a lot of people out there who they might have been injured at the time, like going through that ACL injury right now,
Or just going through something in
and
general. You
yeah,
know?
and he definitely inspired
Yeah.
them because if you see someone like that, like wow, like he tore his ACL 4 times, like that is so ridiculous. He tore your ACL 4 different times.
And that tells you
Those
how
are
hard he works.
year-long recovery injuries. So that
Yeah.
means 4 years he's been. That's 4 years of injuries, and when you tear your ACL, like
You got to work three
yeah,
times
you
harder
gotta like
to get back.
that's ridiculous, and so he definitely inspired a lot of people. And for him, he actually posted Ohio State like did a little video about him and all that on their page, and he talks about like his journey and all that, and he actually gives a lot of thanks to God and said that throughout like his injuries and all that, he found like he got closer with God, and
Mm,
he
okay.
gives all thanks to God, saying that God is the one who got him through all this. And as you see, after he recovered, after he scored, I mean, he went straight to his knees and prayed before celebrating or anything with
Mm,
anyone. He went straight to his knees and prayed, and then celebrated. And in the video, he talks about that too, saying of God, how he gives all things to God for getting him through this. And so he definitely inspired a lot of people. And you know, we got one more game before the Michigan game to end our season, and then hopefully the playoffs.
Northwestern? Ain't it
Yeah, I believe
Northwestern?
we play Northwestern this week,
Oh, I
and
love watching Northwestern. I don't know.
so I'm hoping that he can get another touchdown before his career ends, because we were talking about this before. I couldn't really find nothing
Mhm.
on if he gets that 6 year, because I know that
A COVID
yeah, the
year,
COVID year, sometimes they were giving some players a COVID year or something like that. I don't know if that was only if that was their senior season at the time.
6 years in college, he got to be at least 28. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
playing.
they so I don't know if this is it for him,
Mhm.
because I'm not sure how that COVID year thing works. I don't know if that was only for seniors at the time
Mhm.
or not. So I'm not really sure. This could be it for him, or I don't know if he'll get that 6 year. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I
We'll
didn't. I
look. We'll
couldn't.
look
I
into it.
tried looking at some stuff. I couldn't really see much because he's like
Right.
not a major player, so like there wasn't really much I could find about like all that. But to the Ohio State Buckeyes, he's a major player, and
He's a
he's
legend.
been a big part of this team even without being on the field.
Don't be surprised if this becomes a movie one day.
Yeah, no, if you imagine if this guy somehow made the NFL, they'd turn this into a movie.
Oh yeah.
If he somehow made a practice squad from injuries and worked his way up, this would be turned into a movie. Because it's definitely, I mean, without it even being a movie, like just him coming back from all this, it's definitely a great story.
Mhm.
I mean, to end it with getting your first career catch at Ohio State is a touchdown after 4 ACL injuries, your 5th year senior year. Like it's definitely a movie. That's a Hollywood ending right there.
Yeah.
So it definitely was a great story, and I'm hoping this next game against Northwestern he can get some playing time and at least end on somewhat a good note if this is the end to his career, so he can have
Cause he ain't
something.
gonna play in that Michigan game. It's gonna be too close.
Nah,
Yeah.
Next game might be his last chance because
Yeah.
he's still like got knee braces on and stuff and all that. So he's probably not even 100% healthy. But at this point, it's just like let's try and get him out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So as we always say, that'll do it for this week, and it was definitely a good show.
You did great, bro. You did great, man.
Appreciate it. Had to end with a little inspiring story. Hopefully, give people out there, anyone who watches this, could be inspired by his story. Had to get the bad stuff out the way,
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Browns and all that. But
Let them know what his name is again.
it was Cameron Babb. If you look him up, you'll be able to see more of his story. And Ohio State did a little like documentary with him, like a 5-minute thing this past week, and he goes into more of his details and all that. So
Go
if you
check it
just
out.
look up Cameron Babb, you will be able to see more details about everything. So hopefully this inspired everyone out there to do something good this week and keep going. But that'll do it for this episode. We will see you guys next week. We appreciate you guys tuning in and continuing to support. And we're out.